Welcome to True Off My Chest. My husband attacked our neighbour, and I'm concerned. This couple moved into our neighbourhood in January, and I've been having strange interactions with him. I first crossed paths with him taking my younger child on a walk. He was jogging and approached me. He asked if I was a stay-at-home mum, and I said yes. He told me he works from home, so he'll see me around. He commented that I had a good-looking family. He then asked when my oldest child gets home from school, and when does my husband get home. I answered without thinking. He made a comment about my son being a heartbreaker at school. I felt so uncomfortable after that conversation. I avoid him as much as I can, but he has approached me several times since. Each time he's made a comment about my older son's looks. My son is a beautiful child, and I'm used to getting compliments, but it feels extremely off this time. One of the weirdest moments was him offering to keep him and his siblings entertained if I ever want an afternoon to myself. And then he chuckled and said, "But your husband probably wouldn't like that." My son likes to ride his bike around the neighborhood, and I've been feeling really nervous about that. I've been avoiding taking my children on walks like I usually do. Feels like he waits for us to leave our house. I finally told my husband what was going on Monday evening. He was not pleased. He told me he would talk to him when he sees him, and yesterday he did. We were outside with the children, and the man was getting his mail. My husband told me he'd be back. I felt apprehensive about it, but I didn't try to stop him. He approached him. They talked for maybe a minute before my husband escalated it to violence. He shoved the man to the pavement and then walked away. It would have been a disaster if this man was injured or killed. Hard pavement is dangerous, and if he reports this, my husband could get in trouble at work. I came over to my husband and he said, "I see that look on your face. Relax. I handled it and that's it." I know he was protecting our children. It was more than deserved, and I am relieved. I'm just worried about the risk. This man sounds absolutely crazy and weird and really creepy. Violence isn't ever the right way to do things, so definitely do not do that again. But maybe talk to someone, do some searches of this guy's name. I don't know how this sex offender registry thing works, but if you can check that, maybe do it, and yeah, maybe talk to the police or something. Just this guy seems so weird, but violence, you'll get in trouble, and that's pointless. My best friend was hooking up with a married man, so I told his wife. Both me and my best friend are 20 female. We'd been friends for about 5 years or so, and I considered her my sister because we were just that close. We tell each other everything, and she told me how she was hooking up with a married man. Mind you, he was 50-something with kids and grandkids. I told her to end it because she was being stupid. She knows that I don't condone cheating. I tried to keep an open mind, but some things like cheating I do not tolerate. But she said she's going to continue hooking up with him because it makes her feel good about herself. Her reasoning was that this married man would rather her than his wife, and that made her feel good about herself. I need you to know that this hooking up with a married person is not a brag. It just means you are pathetic. I asked her what about his wife, and she said she doesn't care about his wife. Her words were, if his wife was being a good wife, then he wouldn't be out doing that. I screenshot all of our texts. She would send me videos of them doing stuff together, their text conversations, their dates, all the gifts he bought her, videos of him bad-mouthing his wife, and so much more. So I saved all of it. I easily found him on social media because my friend was following him. He didn't even make his account private. He posted pictures of his wife, kids, and grandkids. From there, I found his wife on social media, followed her, and sent her a DM with all of the proof. Then I sent my friend a text saying, paraphrasing, that she is the scum of the earth and I don't want anything to do with her. After that, I blocked her on everything. OP, I think you did the right thing. I'm glad you're not friends with this person anymore, and I mean, technically you did ruin a marriage, but not really, if that makes sense. It was your friend who's not your friend anymore. um, wow. I think the weird thing about this, though, is that she was sending you videos of them doing stuff together. Like, did the guy know about that? Because if not, then, disregard all of the cheating stuff. Like, is that not, like, can you not get, jailed for that? Can you not get in a lot of trouble for sending like, you know? So, what? Weird. So weird. So weird. So weird. My ex and I agreed we'd lie about why we broke up, and I regret it so much. My ex and I met through our mutual friends. It took us close to a year to start dating, and then we were together for 4 years. In that time, he cheated on me several times. I stupidly forgave him and kept believing he'd change. Eventually, I found out that he had a consistent friend for an entire year. I was done and dumped him. The thing is, we have the same friend group. Our group hangs out together often game nights, vacations, group dinners, etc. I never told them that Mike cheated the other times. He begged me to keep that a secret. Said we should tell them that we wanted different things out of life. I wanted to say no, expose him, but he started crying and I gave in. It's been 6 months and it's killing me. I dread hangouts when I know he'll be there. I can't skip them because he's pretty much always around and I don't want to lose my other friends. They all think and speak so highly of him. I just want to scream, he's a cheater, he broke me, it's all fake, and yet I can't. By this point, I'd look petty and they'd all wonder why I kept it a secret. I have two choices, continue to suck it up or walk away from the friends I've had for over a decade. OP, you were almost gaslit in a sense, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but this is disgusting, really. You were tricked almost into not telling people what happened. And I do actually agree with your point at the end here. A lot of people in the comments aren't agreeing, but your thing about you have two choices, continue to suck it up or walk away. I do agree that is the only choice. I've had this situation happen and I did tell people and I am not friends with those people anymore. I don't know why it is that way, but that seems to be what happens. People seem to think that you're just making it up or you are being petty, like you say, and I agree with you there. It's a horrible situation. But to be honest, if they aren't going to continue to be your friends because of this, then it wasn't worth having them around anyway. That's how I look at it. I cried earlier because I found a $10 bill in my coat pocket. It means I'll get to have lunch tomorrow. I know things aren't easy for anyone right now. I'm barely surviving. I received a quote-unquote raise and lost the majority of my government benefits. I'm donating plasma just to keep the lights on, visiting food banks when my work schedule doesn't conflict with their operating hours. I had to pay a babysitter out of pocket to watch my toddler tomorrow because her daycare is closed. You know what I had for dinner? A stale tortilla with peanut butter slathered on it, and my daughter had a can of mini ravioli. I've cried a lot since the beginning of 2023. Things have just been tough, and I don't know when or even if they're going to get better. I'd already resigned myself to just not eating until dinner tomorrow. I have 3 eggs left in my fridge and wanted to save those for my daughter's breakfast. I hate spending money at the food court in the mall where I work. My daughter left her favourite stuffy in the car and was having an absolute fit to get it so she could sleep. I was putting on a coat I don't normally wear, but it was the only clean coat I had, and reached into the pocket and found a $10 bill. I guess I'd stuffed it into my pocket one day and just forgot about it. It's so dumb. I know it is, but I cried. Like, I cried a few tears. Like, I can actually have lunch like a normal person instead of fasting until 6 or 7 p.m. and eating one meal. How silly is it that I'm excited to get some cheap food court Japanese food and share it with my daughter tomorrow night? I know in the grand scheme of things this is so dumb, but man, I needed this little pick-me-up. OP, I'm really sorry to hear about this and read this. Things are pretty bad for a lot of people right now, across near every place in the world, it seems. It's not dumb. It's not dumb, to feel emotion about this. I really hope you're doing okay, and that things start to pick up for you. I'm sorry it's not going so great at the moment. Thank you for watching.